I'm Caitlin, and welcome to the Lit Review. Today I am introducing my very own tag video, or at least I'm pretty sure it's original, and this is a book builds my playlist tag. And so I'm just gonna say right from the start, if you would like to do this tag, I'm tagging you. I'm not really interested in tagging specific people. I want this to be something anybody and everybody can participate in. All that I ask is that if you decide to do it, like tag me in some capacity or like link me your Spotify or Apple playlist, like whatever it is that you're using to make your playlist. Please hit me up and let me know what you've created and what books you're using to do so. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So I have seen a lot of cool playlist type videos around where people are either like listening to an album, something like I've done with Taylor Swift's Folklore album, which I will link above. And I've also seen a playlist tag where people like randomize songs on an existing playlist and then give you book recommendations. But to my knowledge, nobody has ever used a book to make a playlist in a tag form. So that is what we are going to do here today. I have 12 questions to help you build your playlist based on a book. And then I have, I think, 4 bonus questions that you can slide in wherever you'd like to if you decide to use them in order to smooth out some of the transitions within your playlist. If by some chance I am incorrect and something like this already exists, I will make sure to tag the creators of their version of this tag down below, and this might be an ongoing discovery process because I did a little digging, but I didn't dig through the whole of YouTube. So for all I know, this could already have been done. If so, I'm happy to give people credit for the work that they've done. So let's get into it. So first things first, you need to pick a book. I think you could probably fudge it and do a series, but the way I've built this tag is that it should be able to work with any genre, but really just pick your favorite book. Pick a book that you love so much that you would like to build a playlist out of it. And for me, that is inevitably one, House of Earth and Blood, aka Crescent City, Sarah J. Maas's most recent and most adult title of all, The Big Baby, the one that made me cry, perhaps one of my favorite books of the year. We're gonna be using this. And then I have my laptop here. I will be using Spotify to help me build my playlist. I'm also gonna wear headphones because I don't wanna mess with people's copyright at all. Like, I'm just not interested in messing around with that. But I will tell you which songs I'm using and you can go look them up. I will also link the final playlist down below. The first question or the first inspiration piece is title track. Pick a song that shares at least one word with your book's title. So because Crescent City has a whole heck of a mess of words involved, and I believe the official title is House of Earth and Blood, I have a lot to play with here. So let's see what I can find to fit any of those words. And it just has to be one word. I know that could be kind of tricky, so I'm giving you a lot of freedom here. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is a song stood out to me right away, and I've really just been trying to figure out which version of it I want to add as the first song on our playlist. And because the title of this book is House of Earth and Blood, I immediately thought of the song House of the Rising Sun. The original version of that song is done by The Animals, and that's like a great version, there's nothing wrong with it. But for this playlist, I have selected a cover of the song by the artist Lauren O'Connell. I think it has a much more like spooky, eerie vibe to it, and I feel like that's a really good setting of the scene for this book and the world that we're in. In particular, because there are so many different types of paranormal beings within the realm of Midgard, where our story takes place, I thought the slow, eerie vibe of this cover was a perfect selection for a title track. Number 2, great first line. For me, this is huge. Books need to have a really good hook, right? But the actual prompt for this is great first line, pick a song with a catchy chorus. So that really frees you up to go anywhere with it, to take any inspiration from any part of the book. So after a fair bit of deliberation here, I think what I want to do for the catchy chorus prompt is use Fleetwood Mac's The Chain. To me, that is like such an iconic song. It's very catchy and it really like builds energy. And I feel like that is just such a good catchy song that could fit within a lot of different moments within the book. and it just kind of flows nicely with what we ended up selecting for track number 1. It really feels like the recurring lyrics, the chorus of The Chain, speak to Bryce's general outlook, but also specifically to her relationship with different people within the book, including Danica and including some of her family members. So the lines, "And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain, never break the chain." So I feel like that very specifically works for me at like a peak moment of the novel, which I will not spoil, but if you know, you know. Prompt number 3 is called I'll Be Your MC. Pick a song that speaks to your main character at the beginning of the book. So this prompt will have a kind of partner later on in the playlist tag, but for right now you need to pick a song that really speaks to who your character is when you first meet them. When we first meet Bryce, she is definitely a party girl. She is, you know, kind of has some feelings for somebody but is really avoiding them. She works at a kind of like rare arts and antiques gallery, but she really is a party girl by night. So after some mild deliberation here, I think I'm gonna choose Boss Bitch by Doja Cat. Captures Bryce's attitude and especially feels like something that if she were in like a mortal club that she would love to have like a grand entrance to. She talks a lot about like her college years and like going out and partying, and this just felt like a really good like power anthem for that party lifestyle. Transition's a little rough from The Chain to Boss Bitch, but we'll see if we can fix that later. Number 4 on the playlist tag is to pick a supporting character, and that is pick a song that would hype up your main character, because often our supporting characters are really about like building up our main character or like helping them out in some way. And so in this case, I am going to be picking Danica as my supporting character because Danica is a huge part of Bryce's life, and she's especially a big part of Bryce's motivations throughout the novel, without giving any spoilers. So Danica is a werewolf and is also the like alpha of her immediate pack, but is in line to become like the alpha of the whole were community because she's so frickin' powerful. And she is also a bit of a party girl and a really serious badass, so I want to find a song that fits her energy. Okay, so I didn't go that far afield. I still went kind of woofy, and I went with Howlin' For You by the Black Keys. It felt like it was fitting with some of the other songs on this playlist, but it also felt really appropriate for like Danica's perspective, and like she would probably get a kick out of like some wolf puns, I think anyway. And, you know, it just felt like a lot of the lyrics in it also spoke to me. Actors in this plot haven't got a clue. Just like it felt on brand for Danica. And it also feels like something that maybe Bryce would put on to remember her friend and to like feel a connection. So number 5 is Diss Track, a song that represents the antagonist of your book. And for this, I'm going to reintroduce somebody that you've only met once, and that is Gerard, the spoiler duck. So whenever I am holding up Gerard, the spoiler duck, it's because I will be slapping down some spoilers. So beware the duck. He has horns. He is a little devil duck, as are spoilers. Spoilers are the devil. So I'll be holding him up whenever spoilery content is around. For the antagonist, I think it's pretty spoilery to say that Micah is the antagonist. He is like the governor, the head honcho, the big bad angel in charge. And so he is our antagonist. And I'm gonna try to find a song for him. Our main antagonist might not seem like the kind of guy who listens to a lot of rock. It doesn't give off those vibes to me at all. I would say that he would be really attracted to the lyrics of the song that I'm going to pick. It really feels like core to his identity, and that song is Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones. So, the lines, "Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long time." Like, it just feels very relevant for Micah. So I like that pick. I think that's going in on our playlist at number 5. Number 6 is Like a Love Song, and that is to pick a song that shows how your main character feels about love, or specifically somebody that they love. And that could be family, friends, their romantic partner. So I really left this one wide open because it's entirely possible that when you do this tag, your main character either hates love, which is a perspective on love that you can use, or maybe really cares strongly about a family member or a friend instead of like a love interest. So you can go with it however you choose. I could go a lot of different ways on this prompt with Bryce in particular, because it feels like she really loves her friend Danica, and that's like a really intense love that drives her. She also really starts to have attraction to Hunt Athalar, who is definitely the love interest of at least this novel. I'm terrified that Sarah J. Maas is gonna hurt me and not keep him the love interest forever. Overall, her philosophy on romantic love is that she's like a little guarded, kind of has like an enemies to lovers vibe with Hunt throughout most of the novel. It's a very slow burn romance, so don't get your hopes up. I'm gonna go with Taylor Swift's The Archer, because it really does feel like somebody who wants a great love and is very afraid of what is coming her way. It feels a little jaded, a little tenuous, a little scared of what good could look like. And that's what I ultimately think Bryce and Hunt have going on. It is this like push and pull of like, I think this is good, I don't know if I trust it, you're scaring me. Number 7 is Challenge Accepted, a song that represents a big twist in the book. So if there is a lot of different twists like there are in this one, pick one. And of course I'm adding the caveat that you should warn for spoilers. This is really hard for House of Earth and Blood because there are so many potential twists. But I am going to bring back Gerard because it is definitely spoilery. So for me, one of the biggest twists of the book is when you find out that Micah actually is the villain. When you find out that he's been pulling the strings the whole time and that he is like coming for Bryce and is like gonna try to kill her. It's also like this really incredible fight scene, this pivotal scene where Lily sacrifices herself. I will not cry about this again, but it's just like, it's a big thing. So I'm gonna look for songs that like have that like conflict and like betrayal feel to it. I think for Challenge Accepted, I am going to be choosing the song Seven Devils by Florence and the Machine. It is eerie, it is spooky, it is a song that really allows chords to resonate and feels really powerful. I also think it suits the scene that I'm referring to, where like Micah kind of like comes for Bryce and tries to extract information for her. Like it builds in tension and has like a really like dramatic ending, and it's like kind of spooky. So I think that this is appropriate for the scene I chose. So number 8 is the prompt Bad Vibes, a song for your character at their lowest moment. Warn for spoilers. And again, I think Bryce has a lot of potential low moments throughout this novel, but I think the one that hurts her the most is losing Danica and feeling like really lost, because even though it's a moment that happens really early on in the book and probably doesn't even require Gerard because it's like in the front jacket that this happens, it echoes through everything that Bryce does for the rest of the novel and just absolutely haunts her as she just gets re-traumatized so many times throughout the novel. And so for that one, I already have a song that I found on my journey to try to find number 7, and that is Stars by Grace Potter and the Nocturnals. And it's really kind of like a sad, mournful song that really speaks to how low Bryce was brought during that time. The fact that she can't even like look up at the stars without remembering her friend, like everything reminds her of Danica. And so I think that's really appropriate. Number 9 is Fight Song. So we're gonna start amping back up here. I know this playlist has been kind of like slow and moody, but we're amping back up. And that is Fight Song, a song that would inspire your main character to fight for whatever it is they want. So for Fight Song, I ended up kind of struggling with this one a little bit because I feel like until we get to the end, a lot of Bryce's fight is super internal. So I went with the song Wicked Ones by Dorothy. And yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. But I think the next song and prompt kind of might play off each other really well, at least for where my head's at with this playlist. So number 10 is Taking Care of Business. If your book had a montage, what song would be playing? And just for context, for any of you who are doing your own playlist, like, in this book, I'm thinking mostly about Bryce on her journey trying to figure out who killed Danica, as well as like some major fight scenes. But this could literally be whatever your motivation is. Like, if it's a montage of trying on different outfits, if it's a montage of like bad dates, like you could do this with a romance novel. It would be totally fine. But for the purposes of House of Earth and Blood, I think I'm gonna choose the song Bad Reputation by Joan Jett and the Heartbreakers. I think that you could probably flip the Wicked Ones and Bad Reputation if you just wanted to play with the order, because both are pretty valid. But it just feels like that really like high energy would be a really cool action fight scene, would really be a great montage of Bryce like kicking down doors and kicking ass, especially when she comes into her own. So I feel like that is super appropriate. Question 11 is We Are the Champions, a song to celebrate your main character's success. Warn for spoilers if you feel it's necessary. I immediately thought of the song Raising Hell by Kesha featuring Big Frida, but like I'm not sure that fits overall with my playlist, so I'll consider it and keep looking. Okay, so bear with me on this one. I feel like this needs a little bit of explaining, but for We Are the Champions, I chose the song I Need Help by Fits and the Tantrums. And it really is because spoilers, because at the end of the book, when Bryce is really trying to save the city, she basically makes a plea for help at this really pivotal moment at like a citywide broadcast. And the way that it's answered is like one of the most powerful and beautiful things about this book for me. It ends up being like a really upbeat song and just powerful, like super powerful. Then the final prompt, if you just want to stick to the original 12 to get you basically like an hour of songs, is The End, a song that represents your main character at the end of the book. So in particular, because this is the first in a series, I feel like we leave Bryce in a way that is not quite a cliffhanger. Like her central plot has been resolved. She's a bit more hopeful, but she's definitely still working on things. And I went with Tove Lo and King Arthur's Sadder, Badder, Cooler, because I felt like it was an up-tempo song that still had some hope and really captured like Bryce's journey, but was still kind of a bop and like regained some of her like self-confidence a little bit. She is badder and cooler, even if she is a little sadder for some of the things she's experienced. So that is the end of the like 12 album long cycle of playlist. So, but I have 4 additional prompts that if you would like to kind of pick songs that fit these prompts and slide them in anywhere in the playlist to kind of like smooth out some edges and have your overall playlist make more sense, these are the prompts for you. And so I have also completed those 4 prompts just to show you what I mean. And the first of those bonus questions is cover by. So pick a cover song that you think fits your overall book's vibe. Now, I already have one cover song, and it's the first song that we did, The House of the Rising Sun. But I'm gonna pick another one just because like we're here to have fun, and the cover I'm gonna choose for that is All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. Now, this was originally a Bob Dylan song, but I think Hendrix just did it better. And it kind of fits with some of the other stuff that I have in here, like Fleetwood Mac and some other kind of like folksy, eerie things, and he's also like a little bit more like rocker edge oriented, so I think that song is going to fit in beautifully. The next one is glossary. Personally, I love it when books have glossaries, but the prompt itself is pick a song that features a different language from your own. And if you're one of those really amazing people that is a polyglot, just choose a language that is not your dominant language. So if you speak multiple languages, just diverge from whatever is the language you first learned. So for me, that language is English, so anything that features any other language out there. And I had such a hard time picking this, but I ended up going with some K-pop because why not? And I picked How You Like That by Blackpink. And I really wanted something a little bit more poppy and edgy in there because I randomly have a Doja Cat song following The Chain by Fleetwood Mac, and there's no connectivity there whatsoever. So I'm not entirely convinced that How You Like That is a perfect fit to smooth those two edges out, but I do think it still fits the vibe of the book and is really speaking to like Bryce's edgy party girl soul and like the feeling of strutting through the club, regaining your confidence, like feeling powerful. So I put How You Like That in between The Chain and Boss Bitch. So that hopefully makes a more interesting transition. And then we have authorial voice as a prompt, and that is add a song from your favorite artist. And so I have a lot of favorite artists, but I think one that I continue to go back to again and again is Kesha. I've seen her in concert the most of anybody on my like favorite artist list. I added Learn to Let Go. And I decided that that song was really powerful for Bryce's emotional journey, and the way that it's like so hopeful and promising, I thought it would actually go really well towards the end of this playlist. So I put it between I Need Help by Fitz and the Tantrums and Sadder, Badder, Cooler by Tovlo and King Arthur. So that I think makes for like a really nice emotional journey towards the end of the playlist, and it really fits with Bryce's emotional journey in House of Earth and Blood as well. And last on the bonus question thing, and this is really, it's gonna be difficult for those of you who are like me and picked a giant fantasy book. So it's page count. And the rule is that for every 100 pages, that counts towards 1 minute. So pick a song that gets close to your page count, and I'm allowing you to round up or round down as you see fit. There are 799 pages in this book. I checked. That's very difficult. Why did I do this to me? Question I ask myself all the time on this channel. But after a lot of searching, I decided to go with Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. And again, this is just kind of to like get that classic rock and roll vibe, the edginess that I really feel like represents Bryce so well. And like both at the beginning of the book and at the end. So I think like it's a really good midpoint song for the playlist. And that's exactly where it's gonna go. It is actually gonna go between Stars again by Grace Potter and the Nocturnals, and then now what's there is All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. So it'll be Stars, Kashmir, All Along the Watchtower. And overall, I still feel like there are portions of this playlist that are like maybe a little off, like there's not super smooth transitions, but I really like what I came up with for this. I promise to link my Spotify playlist, the final Spotify playlist, down below for you so that you can check it out if you want. And please, if you do this tag, please tag me and let me know. Make sure that you like leave a link in the comments or like link me if you do a video. Like this seems like such a fun journey, and I can't wait to listen to all of the things that you pick for your different books. And of course you don't have to do it with this novel. Do it with whatever novel makes your heart happy and makes you musically inspired. So that's my read on the Book Builds My Playlist tag, an original tag by yours truly. So thank you for spending the time with me. I hope you have a fantastic reading and listening day. Like and subscribe if you'd like to know more about me or this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!